Darling, the time is now to see exactly what help you have been getting from behind the scenes, right? That has been enabling you to see the support that is helping you see clearly. All right. So, to reveal this information, all you need to do is simply pick a number, okay? So, darling, you can either pick pile number 1, number 2, or number 3. Once you have chosen your pile, please do scroll down into the description box and click on the timestamp linked next to the number you have chosen, alright? So, with that being said, I shall meet you in your chosen pile selection. Pile number 1. Thank you for joining me on today's reading. Today's topic is going to be what help has been supporting you, okay? So what help have you gotten recently that has been supporting you? So starting off, we have truth, prosperity begins, fulfillment of wishes, ancestor of memory, hunter of abundance, hunter of strength, and you have what you have been releasing that's supporting you. We have surrender to prayer, and what to work on that inch more, which will support you heavily. We have surrender to success. Okay, so allow me to connect with my intuition to deliver the messages for you. So, pile number 1. The more you have recognized your truth in regards to what is actually really deeply true for you, the more you begin to recognize how certain events have unfolded. And now you may have been at a time where, you couldn't remember certain events, or perhaps you weren't able to feel certain experiences that were happening in your current reality that perhaps you felt as though you didn't care as much about it, or you just dismissed that situation, there has been, well, what has been going on is you have been guided, okay, to always remembering what has gone on in the past. And this is for you to be able to see where your perception has been in regards to a certain circumstance, right? Because if you are yourself, right, you're being your authentic, truest self, what you have perceived in your reality has been true for you. So dismissing all those events where, or all those times where we think, you know, things are not real, or, you know, perhaps you're putting a negative connotation on that. Yes, we can get that ideology in all circumstances. However, if your mind keeps replaying certain scenarios and you keep thinking about certain situations, if you have been remaining true to yourself, right, you would be in a much more happier state, or a much more calm state, where things are just flowing. But if you have been brought to remember certain events, right, that energy must be strong for a reason, because you wouldn't play with your life, nor would somebody else want to play with your life either, right? Because you place a lot of value upon your life experience. So if you're being brought to a place where you keep, you know, forgetting things, and then you remind yourself, or you remember, you know, you keep getting in and out of this same thing that you keep remembering, right? This same pattern. There's a reason for you to have to be able to remember what was going on, so you can see perhaps those events were true for you, okay? Because we have these cards directly linked below each other. So what I'm seeing is that those two cards are interconnected. Your memory was your truth, right? If someone has tried to paint a different scenario or situation against what was actually going on, right in front of your face, remember those circumstances can be true as well. It's very easy for everyone to go and say no, or to deny the truth, right? However, when a decision and a choice needs to be made, we need to look at a certain person, right, who is connected to themselves more, who is more devoted to their life path and their life experience, right, who has been sitting as themselves more and more, telling the truth all the time, because you would only want to be matched with what you agree, right? So if you're met with someone else telling you no, this was not the situation, or somebody else telling you this was a different experience, but your mind keeps bringing you back towards this experience, even though you've said to yourself you're going to let it go, there's a reason for that, because maybe you were the one that saw the truth in the situation, but perhaps you dismissed it because you didn't want to mess with your energy even more, or perhaps you just dismissed it because you forgot. So there was an underlying message in what these past events that kept coming back throughout your mind kept telling you, okay? And it was like it tried to awaken you even more, so you could see for yourself you're actually really here, and this is actually what's going on in your life. But if you're brought to a time where you forget, or you dismiss it, or you don't want to deal with the situation, then you know that's when the cycle keeps repeating. But for you, I see you're able to see the truth, because for you, your focus was much more on your success and much more on your abundance, right? Focusing on how you can better your life experience, better your self, and just actually, you know, have nice things for yourself. You are always focused on your vision, your dream towards yourself, right? Having nice stuff for yourself, feeling comfortable, feeling safe, feeling protected, feeling as though everything is actually fine, right? Everything is in order in the way you have played out your own life events for yourself, because remember, you are the one that's always telling your truth. And now you have had major help to see how strong you are as a person, because for you, you are about to see what was hidden from you. So even though it has felt as though you were living your life experience, which is correct, but imagine you could see more of that if people didn't put their perceptions on you and you took that as face value, or perhaps you didn't forget about the experience because you just dismissed it. So now you are about to see why you were kept in this cycle, so you can actually see the real success that wants to come towards you, because you have been, you know, waiting for a very long time to see, you know, when your situation can change, when things can actually be better for you. Like the card says, you have been praying, right? So your prayers have been answered, okay? And in the correct time. I don't want to put a time limit on it, okay, because I am not you, and you are the only person for yourself in your own energy, in your own body. So you will feel and know when events are unfolding for you. So that will remove the tension from you waiting for a specific date or time, and that will ease your energy so you feel more relaxed, okay? And as this card presents here, you know, what you should be looking forward to, so you can see the support that's coming more for you. So it's about you, you know, just relaxing right now, okay? That's the help that's ushering in. Success is something that your energy is always calling forth to you. So the more you remain in that energy, knowing that you are the prize, you are successful, the more you'll be able to see what you didn't see to allow you to progress and move forward along your journey, so you don't backtrack and make the same mistakes. You are more self-aware, okay, from things that were hidden that you may have dismissed, or you may have forgotten, or people try to put a different perception on it, okay? So pile number 1, thank you for joining me on today's reading. It has been a pleasure and an honor to have been able to read for you today. Please do let me know any thoughts you may have down below in the comment section, and I will be sure to see you again in one of my next readings. Pile number 2. Welcome to your reading today. On today's topic, we have what help has been supporting you, okay? So allow me to reveal the cards for you today, one by one, and then we'll get into the overall messages. So starting off, we have foundation and achievements, solitude, light, dancer of reconciliation, hunter of mysteries, shaman of purification, so what you have been releasing that's supporting you, surrender, low self-esteem, and what to work on that inch more, which will support you heavily, surrender, negative thinking. Okay, so pile 2, this is all about you recognizing, okay, that it was time to put the energy back onto yourself, put yourself back in the spotlight, and, you know, focus on things that are the most important for you, because the way things have been going is, you know for yourself that you have your inner confidence, your inner strength, things that are working in your favor. And For some reason, you may have felt like something was pulling at your energy or something felt off, because if you're somebody who naturally focuses on yourself, however, you feel like you can't get the ultimate energy that you are desiring for some reason. And that has led you to a path of self-discovery, because there were things surrounding you that you had to dig deep into to see, why your energy was connected to certain events or connected to certain people, right? And in those situations, you found yourself more. And perhaps if you were idolizing someone, but not, I don't want to say idolizing, but I want to say if you were glorifying somebody, or, just looking up to someone in that sense, should we say, because they deem themselves as perfect in your eyes, you may have found, hidden parts of them that perhaps you weren't as comfortable with. And in that turn, that allowed you to see, where certain events could go, or, if you were with this person, how things could get better for you. And the main theme here is you are not the problem or the issue. And it's about you not allowing yourself to have any negative thoughts about what's going on within your life, because if you're able to see the person that you have been looking up to or glorifying, or looking at in a loving way, if they are that person, right, you would feel more comfortable, more uplifted, or feel like you would be in a different space. So I feel like that has led you to, try to discover that person more, or people more, to try and see, if how you've been perceiving them is actually them, rather than, you looking at that person and painting a story as, that they're that person, but in reality, they're actually someone different. So for you, you may have had to, remove your energy or do things in a different way. So you could cleanse yourself from feeling, any hatred towards that person, or any, just feeling as though things were like a waste of time. So it's about you, recognizing that you've had to go on this journey so you could see what was actually going on within your family home and within, the people who you connected with closely, because that allowed you to see how you can switch, how you saw them, so to see if they were really that person or not, right? And for you, the help that you have received is seeing for yourself, when these people or that you're surrounded with, when they have that energy, right, the uplifted energy, they feel good, everything is fine, right, there's no worries in the world, you were able to see if and why they didn't give you that energy back, so you could see, what was actually going on within your world. So it had to take you to calm down for yourself, have some patience, take a step back from, the most important things in your life, so you can see exactly what's been going on around you. Because imagine if you were just looking at it like everything is fine and this is how life is actually meant to be, but things are not in order. So if you just took that step back and, the people that you're surrounded yourself with, if they've got that energy now and they're always happy, now you can see, for yourself what's been going on. Because if they're not including you in that sense to bring you back up either, then, perhaps they weren't always that person that you saw them as. So a truth had to be revealed so you could see what's been actually going on around you. So you don't see yourself actually as a victim to circumstances, but you see yourself as, it's about me right now, and it's about where my energy needs to go, because I'm not going to keep feeding into other people's energy if they're not going to give me that energy back, right? Because then they will see that there's something missing, and in turn you can see for yourself what's missing from them, but you may already know that, but from your self-discovery. So when that actually comes to you, you don't have to be the one that's always overgiving and, you know, the one whose energy is always going in different directions, because then, you know, where's the energy you have for yourself? Because if everyone else has got your energy or their energy, you know, when it comes to you, where was your support? Where was your help? Where was the times they, you know, told you things that perhaps you couldn't see? So it's not about you taking away your loving aspects, but it's about you giving that back to yourself more, right? So you can see for yourself that you were always there, and you know exactly how you wanted to live that life or live that dream. So if things were actually meant to be that way, things should connect, right? And if things were not meant to be that way, then at least then you could see for yourself, right? So to not put yourself down, but to bring yourself back up, to know that you are someone surrounded by so much strength and so much love to give. And when the time is right, you know, if things are meant to connect, then you can connect, right? But if not, you must put the focus back on yourself, okay? So you're not missing out on your life, or you'll just be on someone else's story, okay? So pile number 2, thank you for joining me on today's reading. It has been a pleasure and an honor to have been able to read for you today. Please do let me know any thoughts you may have down below in the comment section, and I shall be sure to see you again in another one of my readings. Pile number 3. Welcome to your reading today. So the topic is, what help has been supporting you recently, okay? What help have you had that has been supporting you, enabling you to see clearly exactly the path ahead of you that's going to allow you to live the most peaceful lifestyle, okay? It's about remembering ourselves, remembering the qualities, the standards and the beliefs that we carry, and keeping a loving attitude towards our encounters and, most importantly, ourselves. So as I reveal the cards for you one by one, I will then get into the overall messages. So starting off, we have the waiting game, awareness, transformation, shaman of tradition, hunter of conflict, ancestor of tribes, okay, and now we have what you have been releasing that's supporting you, so what you have already done, surrender comparisons with other people, and what to work on that inch more, which will support you heavily. We have surrender to passion. So pile 3. the help you've had that's been supporting you is in regards to a whole new transformation for you. And now I was a bit hesitant to say the word transformation because the card blatantly says transformation, right? However, that is the most easiest form to put it in, because this is exactly what all the cards here are talking about. Because for you, I feel like you have come out of a period of going through certain standards, certain traditions that were, upkept by your surroundings, your family, the people closest to you, or just people in general that you've encountered, right? Certain ways of living that you've have experienced, that you have outgrown, that where you have made a choice to, take on some of those qualities, right? Because you found yourself at your best in experiencing certain traditions, certain paths, certain values, certain standards from those experiences, right? So it was not actually about you, removing yourself away from those experiences totally. However, that indeed was the case, but it was about you finding yourself in those experiences in order for when you are transforming over to, another version of yourself, you're still keeping those memories of how you felt good at those times within yourself. So it was more about you, finding how you can still grow and create a new version of yourself, but still keep those certain traditions within yourself that's going to enable you to prosper, to move forward, and to continue with life. Because you may have been surrounded by others as well who were keeping those same traditions, those same patterns, and those same paths, but you felt as though you were not connected to the experience that they were living because you did not see yourself clearly in those moments, right? So again, it wasn't about you deleting the experience on a whole, but it was about you taking those golden gems from that experience and making those traditions your own values now and your own standards. So upon doing that, there was you creating and working on your own self-expression, working on your own beauty standards, so how you are appearing in the physical, right? So this is you looking at yourself and how you want to appear in your new world now. So from you experiencing those experiences, right, you have seen yourself in a sense where you've looked at yourself, you've seen yourself and felt, wow, you felt like this is actually me, this is who I want to become. So you may have entered certain stages where perhaps you could feel there's a little bit of conflict and tension around you wanting to go towards your own path, or wanting to do things on your own, or just wanting to go out and venture to do new stuff that's actually going to make you feel more worthy, make you feel more happy, and make you feel more like you're actually alive and living. So you may have had some tension in those areas from other people wanting you to stay the same, or other people wanting you to not go down that path because there's various reasons, right? So you may have been put in a position where there was a lot of conflict surrounding you, a lot of different perspectives in regards to who you should be, where you should go. And it was because of your due diligence, right? Your intuition that was always leading you and gearing you towards the path that's going to be the best for you. And you did not allow yourself to be swayed by others, but in turn it always made you come back to yourself, to choose yourself more and to choose your own path. So in those times and in those moments, you may have felt as though, oh my gosh, sometimes there may have appeared as if there was nothing going on, and you felt like, where's the conflict that's usually here, or where's the disagreements, or where's the tension, where's that all gone? Because if you can imagine, if our energy is always feeding into that source, right, imagine the more energy we give that, we're having that energy stored up within us. So sometimes we may think, where has that gone? But instead of us looking at it like, oh my gosh, I want more conflict, I want more tension, I want more battles in life, what you're actually and have been doing, and what you've been helped with, is to be able to see how what this comes down to is you just wanting to help others or help yourself, right? Your natural instincts is wanting to help release any tension, release things that are stuck in life. So because you have been working on your intuition, and you have been working on, creating your own reality. So if you've always focused on yourself in that sense, you're able to, come out of your experience to see what is going on and what is disturbing the order and the balance, right, that's going on within your world. So you always fought for a cause, right? So that element there is still instilled within you, but for a good reason. So you can see exactly how you can delete and remove that energy from your life so it does not appear there again. Okay, you can see clearly the ones that want to I don't want to say antagonize, but the ones that want to add on more to the conflict compared to the ones that actually want to remove the conflict. So you can see actually where the energy is going. So you're more aware of your surroundings and your situation, so you can make a path for yourself to go clear, right? Keep moving forward and keep going towards, people that are more in alignment with who you have become, because we don't want to keep going back down the cycle where we keep going and getting pulled in different directions, right? But with saying that, if you do get pulled in different directions, it's much more easier for you to just say no, or for you to see exactly the situation, what's going on, so you can move towards other people's situations or events that's actually going to pull you further towards where you actually want to go. And you've been recognizing there's no point in you comparing, there's no point in you comparing what's going on with others that are surrounding you, because the more you feed into that, the more you recognize, and you're just giving them help rather than them actually helping you. Because if you can imagine, you're always giving them help, so you are the one that can see exactly what's going on, right, compared to the other people who are not like you, because they're not helping you in that sense, because then it wouldn't have been a negative connotation put around comparisons, right? It would much more be should I say nothing there, because it would then turn it into loving support. Because if both of you can see the gray areas or what's missing, it's easier for you both to go if you're on similar paths. And that's not to say that you've both got to be invested into the same things at the same time, but it means as an overall summary, right, you both could be on different paths, but where you're heading is towards success. But in the sense where the success that you're both going towards is not going to disturb your peace, nor is it going to disturb your energy. So you want to be on that path rather than on a path where people are confused why you're getting good stuff, or why it must be you, right? You don't want to go down that route, like go backwards and forwards. Why couldn't it be everyone, right? Why does it have to come down to you or them? It doesn't make any sense. So you've gotten help to see exactly what's been going on in your surroundings, right? And you've been able to see people and situations much more clearer now. So you may have been put in certain situations to see if this is the type of person you want to be around, and you've been using the way you feel around these people, and of course you've been using your mental mind space to see exactly are these people actually genuine, are these people actually for me, are these people actually helping me towards my success? Because if you're not feeling comfortable, it's not about you, getting uncomfortable to feel comfortable in the situation, right? But it's about you already knowing yourself and already being able to tell exactly where you should be and who you should be surrounding yourself with. So, you know, you've been helped to, you know, remove yourself from any sense of confusion, right? Because it's very easy to say no and move on, right? Unless there's some sort of entanglement that's keeping you estranged within this connection, that's not allowing you to see clearly, then you must be brought to the situation so you can see for yourself exactly what's been going on. So moving forward for you, it's about you now, you know, allowing yourself to feel passionate about your life, right? And feeling more alive again, feeling more passionate about yourself and what you're investing into, because you have all the tools and resources within you to see exactly what you don't want to invest in and what you want to invest in. So because you've been in this experience for a long time, it's much more easier for you to light yourself up, right? And just remove yourself from situations that don't allow you to feel happy, right? Or feel good or feel passionate, right? And even if you keep you know, going back down that route to say, okay, you know, maybe I should stay with this person or go with the other person, right? It's okay, but remember why you can see exactly why you were there, okay? Because in the end, we don't want to go round and round in circles to see, okay, now I should have deleted that energy, right? Allow yourself to breathe and see exactly situations for what it is and go towards that. Because remember, you will never go without, and you will always be kept in the right places at the right time, okay? So the more importance is for you to trust yourself, okay? And trust that you'll always be catered for and you'll always be provided for and you'll always be supported, all right? So pile number 3. It has been a pleasure and an honor for you to have been able to join me today on your reading. Please do let me know any thoughts you may have down below in the comment section, and I shall be sure to see you again in another one of my readings.